Hey everyone, I am Distro. I am a Splinter speedrunner, and I decided to make a video similar to the Pandora Tomorrow video I did a while back last year, where I explain the speedrun. Basically, I will go through the world record run, the any percent run, and I'll explain some technical details or things that are curious or things that might not be that obvious if you're a casual viewer of speedruns, or if you've never seen a speedrun before, you will get to meet all the tricks, and I'll explain a bit about stuff. So let's get started. Also, just to clarify the layout, because it might be confusing, over there you see the YouTube video of the world record video, and everything else you see, like the corners here, is currently live streamed, and this chat is live right now. So if people have questions, I will answer them. The chat you see up there is from the old video. And also quickly, I want to mention that if you look here, you see my mouse. The input viewer, I forgot to turn it on, and I did have a facecam on, but that's maybe better for this video. Anyway, let's get started. So any percent plays on normal difficulty. We start on training, which is the first mission. Back then, you were not allowed. Wait, I should maybe make the video a bit louder. You can't hear the video, can you? I'm gonna fix that. Okay, now you should be able to hear it. Back then, we were not allowed to skip the intro to training. Nowadays, we are allowed to do that. And you will hear the game is in German. That actually has a reason. I do speak German coincidentally, but that's not why I play this in German. German is actually the fastest language in the full game run. It's around 12 seconds faster than English. It's because of that reason alone. Some dialogues are faster, and then you save time because of that. Unskippable dialogues. And yeah, as I said, nowadays you can skip the intro and you start, you just have a checkpoint, a save state at the beginning when you get movement control, and then you just add the time that the cutscene would have taken normally. So I'm just going to skim through this because we don't have to watch the intro. Maybe ignore the splits. But yeah, at the beginning you just look at the lights, but again, we skip that nowadays. If you watch a modern run by another runner. Okay, so one core mechanic I will already explain that you will see a lot during the run is that whenever there's a dialogue running, you can quick save and quick load, and it will skip the line. Or to put it differently, whenever you load a save during a dialogue, whatever dialogue was playing is going to be skipped entirely. And the thing is that in training, you get frozen in space when the dialogues happen. Like in place, not in space. Technically also in space, but that's not what I meant to say. You get frozen in place and you can't do any inputs anymore except for camera. So you can't do the dialogue skip in the traditional way. However, if you quick save into the trigger, then you can do basically a quick save, quick load spam with a certain rhythm. And you can skip the dialogue like that, which is quite finicky, and it is very easy to fail those, but I believe this run got all of them because it's a world record. We'll see. Yay, I got the dialogue. This is the run. Okay, yeah, so you just saw the first dialogue skip. Maybe I'll just go back to show again what happens. Maybe I should also talk about these text boxes here. You have this, you just saw it very shortly there. You have those small text boxes that pop up every now and then in training, like when you hit a certain trigger that explains stuff to you. Interaction for me is bound to mouse wheel down, so I basically just scroll down to do interaction. So I skip those boxes while just scrolling. It's going to also be useful later, but we'll talk about that later. But you see, I quick saved entering this trigger, and then I quick save, quick load, I spam it, and this skip is successful. Yay, I got the dialogue. This is the run. And then we have the first big skip, beyond dialogue skips here. You can go out of bounds by doing this very specific jump I personally line up around the edge. It's not very like I don't do it very precisely. It's very finicky, but just try to go around here somewhere and then turn around, look at this thing, and then just hope to get lucky and get the jump, basically. There's no foolproof lineup or anything like that that I know of, but it's a matter of practice. It's harder than it looks. Also, this probably doesn't work on Xbox, just as an FYI. You need high FPS to jump high enough to do this, as far as I know. But yeah, so this is on PC with high FPS, so this works. But yeah, this allows you to go out of bounds and skip the whole parkour.
Yep.
It's pretty self-explanatory, but just a trick jump to get up here. I know about that, democracy.
Very good training.
Comma and dot, yeah. But yeah, we just go to the second part. But you just see a bunch of dialogue skips whenever they happen. And the menuing in this game is a bit weird. You want to do it as quickly as possible. There's something a lot of people don't know about. If you pay attention, if I go into the menu, here, you see this mouse cursor. You want to quickly get to the equipment you want and then select that. But also, something that a lot of people don't realize is that if you're a top runner, you will pay attention to this. Because if you select this, for instance, the next time you go into the menu, or you go to a keypad, your mouse will be in the same place again, like where it was last time. And you will see, I go here to select it, and you will see why that's relevant very soon. But here, lockpick sequence, always the same ones. You just memorize them or write them on a sheet of paper. But there's optimization here. Once you are done unlocking, you see this animation, right? You can skip it by just left-clicking. It's faster. And then here, just, you know, what you see here with the crouch surf, it makes Sam alternate between crouching and standing up. And because of that, he never makes a full step either in crouching position or in standing position. He's just, you know, constantly basically oscillating between the two stances. And because he never makes a full step, there is no sound. So the enemies don't hear you. So this is a very fast way to zoom through the map without being heard.
It's always a good time to come into the stream.
Yeah, I also here you just saw how quickly I interrogated this guy. As I said, I have interrogation, like interaction on mouse wheel down. So I just grab him, I scroll down. That's why it's so fast. And then now here about the menu thing I talked about. If you pay attention, my mouse is here now. That's the exact same spot where it was before in the menu. So for optimization, depending on how things go, you might want to memorize this and, you know, work around with that. Because then you know quicker where to, you have to move the mouse, basically. Wow, that was a 2-second time loss. This World Record sucks. Wow, unbelievable.
I lost, 3 seconds, but that's okay.
3 seconds, apparently, to all this throw.
But I did throw that one. That's okay.
So I'm pretty sure the camera skip.
No mistakes.
I'm gonna mute myself on the video here. I'm pretty sure the camera skip room didn't exist back then, but let me see.
That's how it works, right?
Because nowadays we can skip this room.
How do you read your name, by the way? I don't want to butcher it.
Oh, it already existed. Okay.
So your name, by the way? I don't want to butcher it.
You can, if you are really fast and stick to the wall like this, you can skip shooting the light. And that's just a neat little trick you can do. But yeah, this is pretty straightforward. You just go through as quickly as possible.
Amazing.
Over here, you just literally run through the map and the camera doesn't see you normally. Over here, you just knock out this guy when he's in the dark, and then that triggers a dialogue, and you just skip that, and then the other guard is scripted to come in. But then you just quickly hide his body so that the guard doesn't see it.
That's fine. And I can.
But yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Sound room. Okay. So it suffices to slow down your speed while standing up by 2 levels on PC. I believe there are 5 speeds, and if you go on speed number 3 and just walk forward without strafing, that's important, then you won't make any noise. So you can just do this. But then here you can do the crowd surf thing to go faster, and yeah, you can just go through like this. We don't need to watch this cutscene, it's just a cutscene, so I'm just gonna skim through it. Over here, small optimization, you jump on the railing basically and then go into the ladder. That's the trick jump.
I mean, maybe you have lights.
And here you will notice I open this hatch while I'm standing up. It's faster if I'm not mistaken. You can do it while crouching as well, but it's a different animation. And from my testing, it is faster well if you open it while you're standing up. So this is one of the small details that might not be obvious as a viewer, but like as a speedrunner, I'm telling you this. So like, yeah, okay. He stands on purpose there. It's actually a strat.
Light mode instead of dark mode. Maybe it's hard to read in light mode, I don't know. But I'm on dark mode, I can read it very easily.
Also here, movement tech. If you're in one of the scroll spaces, you have this small animation, slow animation, where you just scroll through basically, like in crouching position. If you take out your gun and strafe diagonally, that's the fastest known movement to get through a space like this one. And you will see the roll into the thing. That's faster. Like I get some distance with the roll, throw out my gun right away, and then just strafe. Movement optimization here. Instead of going up, you can do this trick jump. Basically, I jump here and I hold the A button to make Sam parallel to the wall. And once it's parallel, I can do a wall jump, and this will happen.
Okay, you don't have light mode, gotcha.
Now, over here, instead of going through the burning building, like the intended way, you can do something called the fire skip. And this is very precise. I don't even remember my lineup, but I think everyone has a different lineup for this. But I think I just roughly go to the edge here, walking straight. And then I think I align with this horizontal line on this pipe. I don't know the exact details anymore. It's been a while since I've done this. And once I go there, I start aiming at... maybe I should go back a bit. I aim with a specific angle here, so that this bottom pyramid of the crosshair is aligned with basically the vertical line, or I don't know how else to call that, with the line on this steel beam or whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Wooden plank. I don't know. Anyway, once I'm in position, I try to get a wall kick of this structure, and this is actually very finicky, and there's only like a couple frames or something where you can actually hit it. But this is important to know, you can buffer the input. So after you first jump, you let go of the shift button, which is the default jump button, whatever you have as a jump button. You let go of your jump button for a short time, and you press it again, you keep it held. That way, once you're in a position where you can get the wall jump off, it will work automatically. You can buffer it like that. So what I do here, I jump, I let go of my jump button, and I hold it again, and turn my camera a bit to try to get an angle where it works. And the idea is to get through there without dying, basically. And another small detail of optimization is that you will notice me skip the dialogue here after I get the skip. That's because I can't talk to any NPCs until there's no dialogue running, basically. So I skip the dialogue and talk to him right away.
Second try, that's perfectly fine.
Now over here you can crouch to not take damage. You will also see fire skip took a lot of my HP away, but that's intentional. That always happens when you do the skip. So it makes the rest of the level riskier, but it still saves time overall if you know what you're doing and if you get lucky, basically. But I just run through because one shot's gonna kill me anyway, and I try to go fast. Do you know how much time that saves? I don't remember, but I think optimally maybe up to 20 seconds. I could be wrong about that. Something around that. 15-ish seconds maybe? I don't know.
Alright.
Hard to tell.
Let's do this.
This is pretty straightforward. Oh, that's an old strat, I think. Interesting. Don't even know what they do here. I just shoot the guy. Okay, there's a faster strat. Where you can shoot this guy. And then the other guard comes to open the door and then you just shoot him in the face. Apparently I did not do that in the records. Interesting. Ignore that.
Nice voice acting, bro.
Was ist los? Blausteins Herz hat vor 43 Stunden aufgehört zu schlagen. Und die CIA hat das nicht gewusst.
Yeah, over here there's a glitch. Sometimes you can fall off. It didn't happen here, thankfully, but I think if you have the good angle, it doesn't happen. But what you want to do on the zipline is right away go into crouching positions. You have faster speed, but you will see some optimizations here. I will release, like I will press the jump button here, which will make him fall earlier, and then I press the crouch button, so I can start sprinting again right away while standing up. This saves time. Otherwise, I would do a soft landing where I'm crouching and I have to get up again and I have to gain momentum again. If you watch the whole thing, there's a movement optimization going on. And over here, instead of going down, you can just bump into the wall and negate the fall damage. That only works if you have high enough FPS, so once again, this would not work on console, as far as I know. We just walk straight into the wall and that's it.
Ich widerrufe meinen Befehl bezüglich der Straßen. Wir haben den Funkverkehr der Polizei von Tbilisi abgehört. Die Jungs sind Gauner, aber wenigstens wollen sie keinen Ärger bekommen.
But yeah, here there are multiple strats to do this. This is not the fastest one, but I think this is the coolest one in my opinion. I have a visual cue for this. You will see this darkish spot here. When I reach that height, like when I get to that part of the wall, that's when I jump. You see that, and then I just jump off the wall here, adjust my speed here, like I either let go or press the back key to like not go too far. Like I just adjust my angle and stuff like that in midair, so I can land on this tiny part and roll off like this. And now over here, I want these guys to see me, and I have a visual cue here. When I get to this height, roughly, like where this light stops, that's when I start jumping. And then I jump off the wall here with a slightly delayed wall jump, and if done optimally, you will get a quick grab and get up here. And the speedrun strat, because this guard saw you, this other one comes to check out what's happening. But the fun part is you can just run past him, he doesn't see you. Like you even see like the grabbing prompt here. You're just right next to him, and he doesn't see you.
Diesmal geht es darum, unauffällig zu sein. Pass auf den Alarm auf. Gerade was gesehen? Wir haben Meldungen über einen schwer bewaffneten Mann. Klingt nicht nach unserem Freund. Ich will, dass du das mit deinen Männern überprüfst.
Yeah, rolling here, movement optimization, I think self-explanatory. I just have an angle where I get to the room right away.
Alright, let's do this.
So this guy's behavior is random. He sometimes stands still here for like a couple seconds. But ideally, he just keeps walking and then you can just get past him like that. Well, he actually stood still, but I made it past him anyway. Interesting.
Forgot how chill this game is. Yeah, but I'm speedrunning. I don't know if it's really that chill.
This is an advanced strat, they're easier strats. If you're watching this to like learn the speedrun, I would recommend looking up other runners' runs, because strats like this one are risky. I just jump past this guy, hope he doesn't hear me. There's another guard to the left and I just YOLO this part. I try to get behind the fence as quickly as possible, basically. Let me show that again. I try to get behind this fence right away, because he can't shoot me through that. But this is random and it's risky, so you might want to look up some other strats depending on what time you're going for, I guess. I always shoot the light. If you have full HP, if you don't do fire escape, you can just YOLO through, I think, Fintbuza. But I haven't I don't remember the old route. You would have to watch an old run of mine where I don't do fire skip to see what I do there. I don't remember, to be honest.
It's a really nice game.
Over here, some movement tech to save time. You can jump off here, off this window, get up here. And you saw me get a hard landing here. You can, if you get an optimal jump, you can keep your momentum right away and keep running. So that was a tiny time loss, just a detail. And then you can jump here. There are different ways to do this. Ideally, you get a wall jump off and you get an angle where you can immediately get into a trigger. That's the optimal way. But it's finicky and it doesn't save that much time. Also, maybe you should mention Splinter 1 is the only one where you cannot use your numpad for the keypad codes, which is a shame. Starting in Pandora Tomorrow, you can just use your numpad, which is much easier. So I should have mentioned at the beginning, but I'm playing this on... I'm going to use this moment now. If you're sticking through until now, thank you for watching the video. And I should have mentioned that before, but I play this with the widescreen fix, so I can play on 1080p. And another thing is that I play on projector shadows. You can just Google what that is exactly, but by default, you have buffer shadows, and they're kind of bugged out. You will notice an Abatra where you don't see the spotlights. Projector shadows are better for the speedrun, but I'll explain why in Chinese Embassy 1 when we get to the most relevant part. Hey, Marius. Oh yeah, in DA you can also not use numpad, that's true. In double agent. But yeah, here I just jump and roll, and I make some noise to the right of this guy, so he like looks to the right, but then when I go to the left and I just shoot him in the head. It's like that, you know, the prank where you like tap someone on the shoulder and you on his other side. That's what we're doing here. It's a speedrun strat. Watch this in the whole speed. Ignore that.
I make better death noises.
So this is also a optimization thing. Ignore that again. So over here you will notice me. I am not to the right, so this technician doesn't see me. When I'm at the height of this fire extinguisher, I roll. And I stay crouched for a bit so he doesn't see me. Why? Because I want him to see me pretty late. This is optimization stuff. You don't have to do that. The easier strats for this. Watch all the runs or something if you don't want to do this. But the idea is if he sees me very late, I can quickly hit this trigger and then run past before he hits the alarm. And the door is open. So I can just run through, because normally if he hits the alarm you have the other guard rushing in, but like this, you can just skip that. Also, movement detail again. On stairs, or slopes in general, if you like run diagonally towards it, you're faster. You can see like this weird, awkward angle at the wall. It's faster. But yeah, this roll, I'm gonna explain that very quickly. There is a door here, and there's a civilian. At the end of the mission, the door can be open or closed. If it's open, you save time because you don't have to open it yourself, because the ending trigger is outside. Now, why do I do this roll? Because from my experience, whenever you do this roll, you are more likely to get the door to be open at the end. That's it. Why? I have no idea, but that's my experience. My crowdsurfing so these guys don't hear me. Yeah, self-explanatory really. Which strat do I do here? Okay, so I do the fast strat. There are easier ways to do this, but the fastest way is if you just YOLO through here by just running. And when you're at the height of this chair, I believe, that's when you jump. And when you do this correctly, they will not shoot you, because you're too fast. And yeah, this is the door being open, as I mentioned before. Okay, now over here. Again, a bunch of movement stuff happening. I slow down my speed by 1.
You're good.
Like, I crouch at the edge, and I slow down my speed by 1. That's important. That's how I can land here, exactly. And then I go full speed, once I have landed. And I uncrouch, and I jump on this thing. And then I just slide down and go here. That's just a fast way to get down here. A lot of movement tech. This guy is scripted to come in once you're inside the room. Just go into the corner and wait. Okay, this is also an important detail. You will see me, and that's very much intentional. You will see me crouch when I open the door. If you open the door in the crouch position, this guard's pattern will be consistent. If not, it will be random. And this way I just know where he's gonna be, for sure, if I'm fast enough. But yeah, I can also see, the cameras can see you like for a tiny time, and then you can just run past them. Like here, you just see me basically just run past the camera, even though it sees me. But if you're really fast and do it this way, you're gonna get past them. Important information that which you might not know: the cameras are consistent in the sense that if you get to the same place at the same speed every single time in the level, the camera will be facing the exact same way. That's something good to know. So basically, if you do have the same speed every single time, you will know exactly where the camera is facing, and you can react to that accordingly.
I hate this part. Let's see how it goes.
Now over here again, there's easier strats, but I shoot this pillar, and that lures Hamlet towards the alarm.
Oh, okay.
And I can just grab him here, and it's faster. Interrogate him, and I knock him out here, so that he falls this way.
Bonk.
And he's barely hidden like that. This is really tricky, very finicky. It might not work every single time, it might fail. But if you get this down, it's just super fast. And as I said, I know for a fact where the guard is going to be now. That's why I was crouching before. And if you do it perfectly, and if you're fast enough, you can just run past this guard. And that's the whole point of crouching there. And over here, if you just basically strafe across to the wall here and go up, this guard won't see you. You turn off the lights, one-way lockpick, self-explanatory.
Alright, this is pretty good, but I need to get the jump. The jump is kind of tricky.
Now, this is also a tricky jump. There are faster ways to do that, which are way riskier, but you can theoretically...
Kind of tricky.
I'm just gonna explain. You can theoretically get the jump from here all the way to here and instantly grab onto that, but that is super inconsistent and difficult. So my idea is just I try to get the jump where I try to get as far right as possible, but it's quite finicky. Generally, if you get towards the height of this, where the circle of light starts, you did good.
Alright. This is good.
Over here we just rush in, turn off the lights, and then this guy opens the door, we just headshot him. Then this is the Goomba room. Ignore that. But yeah, you just... maybe I should explain a bit here. Hold on. You have to be careful that the guards don't hear you. So what I do is I enter the room. I do like one crouch and then uncrouch. I don't really jump. And you will see me draw out my gun. And then move forward. This way, I fall in exactly this way consistently. And that's what I want. So you get on the thing, you spam the E button or whatever it is for you to draw out the gun. You look down, and then when you see that the gun is being pulled out, you just hold forward and for a little bit until you're above the guy, basically. Same here. Exact same thing here. Now, this guard sometimes sees you. It's random. But if you do it correctly, most of the time he doesn't. But now here, that's like a speedrun strat. That's pretty cool, I think, in AI manipulation. You're supposed to push the colonel's face towards the retina scanner to like get past the door. But he's super slow. What you do is you shoot at the ceiling here.
Really?
And when you hear the sound that you got spotted, basically, that the colonel goes towards the alarm here. So I use that time to just hide his body. While this guy is coming for the alarm. You can just grab him like that, and then use him on the retina scanner. This saves a lot of time.
Yeah, I lost like a second and a half. Which is completely fine.
Same for this camera, it's consistent. If you have the same speed, you know where it's gonna be facing. Okay, laser mics are a mess to explain, but
okay,
I'll try my best. So there is a value in memory, and it initializes at 0. For instance, here it would be 0. And it's a decimal number. The more you listen to the dialogue with the laser mic, the more it increments. So it goes from like 0 to around 100, but it's not super consistent at all. And if you reach a certain threshold, in this case 70%, which I know from having read out memory values and testing a bunch of stuff, if you reach that value, you can basically skip the dialogue and you will have the mission objective completed. That's what the goal is here. But another very important information is that the lines are weighted differently. And in this case, especially the last line is weighted way more than all the other ones. So what we do in the speedrun is we skip all the lines at the beginning. And then I immediately get laser mic after when I'm on the last line. And normally it should be enough to get the mission objective to work. But the problem is there's a bug in the code of the game. And what happens is that sometimes, for whatever reason I don't really understand, the threshold value jumps back to an older value, which is a bug. This is not intentional. But it's random, that's the issue. And in practice, that means you can do this trick perfectly every single time. It will end up failing sometimes and the run will die. Just something to keep in mind. That's an issue with this game. You can also see I'm moving towards the load trigger slowly while listening to this dialogue.
Okay, no dialogue troll, that's good.
I also mentioned in the run, no dialogue troll, that's good. Dialogue troll is what I just mentioned. I could have done this the exact same way, it could have failed. It's random. It's non-deterministic, your PC will do whatever it wants. It will fail a lot of times, for no reason. Other than that the thing is bugged.
That's a good...
But to minimize the risk is you want to really, after you skip the last, after you skip the line, you want to immediately get the laser mic again, so you can get as much of the percentage to go up as you can possibly with the threshold.
Split. It wasn't perfect, but it was still pretty close to it.
But yeah, this part is pretty straightforward. Optimization here. If you go to the menu, the game will pause everything in the background. And this elevator is coming down, right? So if I go to the menu, I lose time, inevitably. But I want my pistol. So what do? I actually lean against this wall. And I can like peek and drop my pistol like that. You will see the pistol is equipped now, and I didn't pause the game. This saves time. A tiny bit, but it's optimization. And then I just wait for the guards to open the door and to arrive at the elevator and just shoot him in the head. That's pretty much it. All right. Yeah, we're here in the any percent route. I just make sure, this is important, that I interact with this keypad as early as possible. So I just basically scroll down while approaching it. I don't want this guy to see me. There are other strats. You can even softlock this guy in place if you make him see you. Then you enter the code and you hit it, and he goes to like open this door. While he's entering the code, you can punch him through the glass here actually, and it will make him softlock. If you want to mess around, you can try that out. Make him see you. Wait for him to like enter the code, just punch him through the glass, like try to get the angle where you can punch him, and he's just gonna be stuck there forever. But in this any person speedrun, I just make sure he doesn't see me. And I just try to quickly headshot him and then run past him, because that's a fast way. Small optimization here, I should maybe go back a bit. Once I'm on these boxes, I jump right away and I buffer wall jump. And that's a small optimization, because it gives me more height. What strat do I do in this war record here? Let me have a look. Okay, there are different strats here. There's a fast one than what I do here. You can actually drop into the glass and break it, but I don't do that in this run. What do I do in this run? I think I just go through the glass like this, and then I just shoot the guy. Yeah, that's just one way to do it. There are multiple ways. Okay, this is important. Once you interact with this PC, there are, I think, 5 dialogue lines playing. And during that dialogue, you might have noticed in the casual playthrough that you get this whole thing where the 3 guards are going to rush this office and check for you, right? The thing is, these guards spawn during this dialogue. In the any person speedrun, we skip all 5 lines. So there's a dialogue for the guards to spawn, so they don't spawn. So, in other words, we skip those enemies. And you have to wait anyway for Lambert to talk to you again before you can hack the PC again and continue. But I make use of that time to shoot this camera, shoot this light, I think. If there's a guard, I shoot him. But the most important thing is I open this door for later.
Got the alarm.
And I just open the door because later I have to go there anyway. But right now I have to wait. So opening the door saves time for later because I don't have to open it. But also here I complain about getting the alarm. The problem with getting the alarm here is that if you get Lambert's alarm dialogue where he says like Fisher, one more alarm and the mission is over, any line like that, if you get that around the same time the trigger would happen to activate the PC again, like to hack it again, you lose time because you have to let the alarm dialogue play and finish, and then you have to wait a few seconds before the next one plays again.
That's annoying. Bad timing too.
But depending on the timing, I don't know which dialogue got first, hold on. Okay, yeah, I got the alarm dialogue here, which loses me time. But I did say a quick save and quick load to get the next line right away. And once you get the... this is in the German copy, keep that in mind. So this might not work the exact same way in the English copy because the dialogues are different length, durations and stuff. Once you get this line, you want to hack the PC again. And I skip that line right away once I start hacking. And I skip that line that you just saw. And the reason for that is that you can't, as I mentioned before, you can't speak to NPCs while dialogue is playing. The way I timed it now, if it works correctly, the dialogue will finish by the time I get to Wilkes, and I can just talk to him and finish the mission.
Depends
So yeah,
on how
I'm just
good or
gonna
bad the
skip
run is, how
forward.
confident I feel. Like if I reset too much, then I avoid it.
Yeah, here I just run towards Wilkes.
Or if the run is really
But you see the dialogue just finished. I'm in front of Wilkes. That's because of dialogue skips from before. That was actually all planned.
good like this one.
So I can talk to him and finish the mission.
Well.
Wir haben deine Missionsziele hochgeladen. Grimms dort hier sagt, dass die Verschlüsselungsprotokolle der Ölplattform wasserdicht sind. Wir müssen also warten, bis sich einer von Nikolazes Schwachköpfen einloggt.
Oh yeah, something interesting to mention. In the PC version, if you go straight ahead here, you get stuck. There's some glitchy collision. It's weird. You can potentially jump over it, but it's... If you mess it up, you're stuck there and you lose a lot of time for no reason. So I just go around. Like I go around slightly and I jump. So I bypass that weird glitchy collision. Now over here, I try to get as much distance as possible with like a small trick jump. Can be finicky. I've fallen into the water before and lost runs to that. It can happen. Now over here, just try to go fast. It's just parkour, but this part might be interesting. I drop here and I make sure to press C so I have my full momentum and I'm standing up. And I quickly use this metal bar. It actually has some glitchy collision. It's not exactly the way it looks, but you can align with the glitches bar to like wall jump and get here quicker than the intended way. And I can just jump up here.
My HP.
And there's also a lot of movement going on here, but basically I try to run in a way into this hole in a way that I don't lose momentum. And you will see me crouch a tiny bit into the thing before the animation starts, where you're like slower. And I try to get a roll off before that happens. And get as far as possible. And then I'm in the slow animation, and again, as I mentioned, police station. If you draw out your gun and strafe diagonally, it's faster.
Run, but I have like 0 HP.
So that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm skimming forwards. Yeah, this level. Fun fact, the only thing you need to finish this level is to pick up this briefcase. That's all. But there's a catch. There are actually two technicians in this game that look the exact same. It's just gameplay trickery, basically, like game dev trickery. This is not the correct technician. He will be replaced at the end of the level, and I'll get back to that. And that technician has a briefcase, and if you pick that briefcase up, the mission will finish. But yeah, for now, you just...
It goes well.
Basically chase them. You go a path you're not supposed to take. This also only works on PC, because you need high enough FPS to get the gap here. But you can just do this. And then make sure to not make noise while landing here, so this guy doesn't hear you. Also important to notice, this guy's distance towards this guy is random. If he's too close and you hit him, bonk him too early, they're gonna hear you, which you don't want. But over here, just make sure that they're far enough away. If you see this guy be past this horizontal bar, you know he's far enough away. You can just bonk this guy, and they don't hear it. Also, small detail, you want to bonk him while crouching, it makes less noise. Just as an FYI. Yeah, straightforward, just, you know, chase him. But yeah, over here I just line up to go, technically not out of bounds, but to a part of the level where I'm not supposed to be yet. But yeah, just line up, you will see me like position, once this guy starts moving away, position myself at this metal pipe. Pull out my gun, and I use it for a lineup with the angle. Like I aim at this so that the triangles, like above and below the crosshair, line up with this gap here, basically. And with that, I have the correct angle. And the rest is just practice with the timing. But once this guard is at the end of this metal plate, I start jumping here. It's tricky. This needs distance practice. And then I go above here. And the thing why the timing is important is if you mess up, they will hear you. And that loses around 8 seconds or more, depending. Anyway, you're not supposed to be here yet. And the reason we go up here is simply because of an AM manipulation. I shoot somewhere around here. There are multiple ways to do this, but I shoot somewhere around here.
Is that gonna work?
And there's a lot of bullet spread in this game, but you want to hit, ideally, this square here. I hope I can show that well enough. It's kind of hard to see. If we shoot this general area, normally...
Oh, shit. Maybe I should have reversed it.
This should work, and this guy will go down the stairs. You wait for him to go down the stairs for a bit. Basically, once you see his head disappear, you know you're good to go. You're good to go. So why is that important? Because now I go back down, and this guard is still on the stairs. He's going to be there until the end of the level. Just keep that in mind for now. You will see why that's important at the end of this level. But just for now, no. We manipulate this guard to block the stairs, and he's going to be there for the rest of the level. Keep that in mind. Right over here, if you're fast enough, you can wait for this guard to like start running away, and then you can just chase him basically and grab him. But there are also different ways to do this depending on what cycle you get. Depends on your speed basically. Now over here, I wait for this guard to be around this height, and then activate the water sprinkler here. Now I have to wait for this guard to go around the corner, and then I know I'm good to go. They won't see me. You will see what I mean. I guess he goes around the corner, and I'm good to go. Now here I just wait for the dialogue to start, and I quick load them away to save time. Because as soon as the dialogue is done, they start moving again.
Really good.
And I think it's 6 dialogue skips, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that.
Very solid oil refinery.
You see me turn around here. This might seem random as this might seem very random to you, but it actually isn't.
Refinery actually.
I do that because when I get in here and I drop down, it is actually faster to go facing this direction. It's I don't know. It's like slightly faster. It's a movement optimization thing.
Cool.
Like you will get the drop faster this way. But yeah, I was talking about the technician before. The technician is like 2 guards that are protecting him or like escorting him basically. Once they all enter this building that is protected by the glass here, that's when this glass breaks, and what happens is that the technician gets teleported away. Like if you actually look at him during the casual playthrough, you will see that. The technician will teleport away, and the other one will be spawned in that has the correct briefcase that will finish the mission.
We also still have to see how...
Yeah, let me just fast forward a bit. But yeah, so this is another technician now. The first one got replaced. And you will see what's happening here. And this is where it gets very interesting. If you remember the AI manip before, these are the stairs that you saw. That guard is still there. You have to kill this guy or knock him out and take his suitcase or briefcase to finish the mission. So what we did is we blocked the path here, and this guy's gonna get blocked and we can kill him early. And this saves a lot of time. But yeah, instead of chasing him through the whole level again, you can just pick up the briefcase. And you will see me spam quick load to skip the dialogue, which makes the mission end earlier. Here we go.
That was pretty good. Damn.
Now over here in CIA, I just take this certain path to AI manipulate these guys. I do a tricky wall jump. You don't have to do that. The easiest strats for this. But I just try to go here quickly. Now over here, I think I ignored the first guard, yeah. You see some movements, advanced movement stuff. Like, I make sure I land in a way that I don't get like a hard landing, and I can immediately keep momentum and keep moving. It needs a bit of practice to get that right.
That was a bit awkward.
Yeah, I went to the left there for safety because the guard was in a weird spot. I go through this middle scanner because that's one that is active, I believe. Because I want to be spotted. But yeah, once you go through there, you get an alarm. And why I want that is because these guards start running. And if you time it perfectly, you can just run past them like this. Go to the elevator right away. So that's all calculated basically. There are other easier ways to do it. You can look at other runs or other runners to see how they do it. If this is too difficult. This part is pretty straightforward. I just run past this guard, stick in the shadow. Over here I make sure to run towards this area, and then I change the angle towards the keypad code, and I will not get shot. Here I turn off the light so this guard doesn't see me. You can normally just ignore him, run past him. Even if he spots you, if you're fast enough, normally it's not a big deal. You can just quickly enter this code and continue. You can also skip this battery room. It's a bit finicky, so it needs a bit of practice. But if you have like a diagonal angle, I think it's the easiest way to do it. Try to get some distance with a jump, and then do a wall kick. And if you have high enough FPS, you can just walk onto the second shelf and, you know, skip the whole room like that. If you don't have high enough FPS, just jump over. It's also gonna work.
I did not get the alarm. I have to keep that in mind.
Over here, I just pick up the sticky shocker and then the F2000. I believe that is a tiny bit faster than picking up the weapon and then the sticky shocker. Just a small detail.
I might get in the server room though. Let's see.
Kann ich Ihnen helfen?
9.
But yeah, I just zap this guy because he would be annoying otherwise. Now this is again one of those details that might not be that obvious at first glance. Once again,
Okay, no
I
alarm.
draw out the gun here so I get the exact distance I want. And just for the alignment, I just literally open the door and I walk forward. That's the angle I want.
Okay, no alarm, that's good.
I make sure I land while crouching, so I press C midair. But what I do now is I walk forward while crouching to block this guy's path. Because if I do that, he's gonna run back here. If I don't do that, he's gonna run back there and hit an alarm, which you don't want. You will see I blocked his path and now he goes to the left. A bit finicky, needs a bit of practice.
Means I'm saving time.
Lambert, kann losgehen.
Over here I try to jump in a way that I get an instant grab here, which is also a bit finicky. It's actually harder than it looks. And another thing I should mention, in this level you keep track of the alarms, and one of them is random. The one at the beginning of the second part of CIA, so in this section. And it's kind of hard to explain, but this room that you see right now is connected to the first part of this section, like of this map. And if you get an alarm anywhere between like the beginning and then this part, if you get an alarm anywhere in those two sections, you have to keep that in mind. That's important. If you don't get an alarm, that saves time. That's why you need to keep track. And I'm gonna explain why soon.
Not getting the alarm is doesn't have to shoot the light here, which is
I'm actually explaining in a round. That's perfect. Listen to what I say here.
not getting the alarm is doesn't have to shoot the light here, which is faster than shooting the light.
Okay, so I did not get an alarm here, which means I don't have to shoot the light. If I had got an alarm, I would have had to shoot the light to hide the body. Now this is faster because I don't have to shoot the light, but also if I get an alarm, I have to shoot the light because if I get an extra alarm, the mission will fail. But I want the mission to be in a state where I'm exactly one alarm away from failing at the end of the run, of the level. We'll get to that.
So there's a fraction of a second that I just saved.
Yeah, for this guy, just run past him like that.
Getting the alarm is random.
Here also, just
Okay, we good.
run past basically. Here, I stick to the wall so this NPC hears me. And while it's distracted, you can just run past him. He doesn't see you. Now this is a Charlie guard, known run killer. I do the faster where you just run past him and just hope to get lucky and he doesn't chase me too hard. But let's say if he chases you like that, there are multiple options you have. If you have low HP, I would recommend to just turn off the light and he will not see you anymore.
Charlie, no.
Over here I just run for it because I have a lot of HP and I'm not worried. But yeah, I'm exactly one alarm away from the mission failing, and that's what I want for the end of this mission.
Really good split.
Ich habe dir Doughertys Akte geschickt. Ist bei der Informationsbeschaffung.
Over here, I just run through.
Bleib weg von ihm. Wir melden uns, sobald wir mehr über ihn wissen.
Really good run actually, but this is one of the hardest splits ever.
Oops, I didn't mean to punch my mic, I'm sorry. Here, I just go side to the left, which manipulate Doherty to run towards the outside area. I'll hack the PC.
Gut gemacht, Fischer. Wie läuft's, Grimm?
You know, I'm just trying to stay calm and play the game, but this section kind of sucks.
Yeah, in his room, I just roll below this beamer. I think it's kind of bugged on projector shell, so you don't see it. Now over here, I just shoot the light so that these guys don't see me. This looks very scary, I know, when you're like right next to him, but this works, trust me. If you do it correctly, at least. Doherty just opens the door, and then I open the next one for him, which is slightly faster. I do a very advanced strat here. This is difficult, and I do not recommend to do it, but I will explain it anyway. So, I shoot the wall here to distract the guard that you see outside. And I don't go outside yet on purpose, because once I step outside, the guards that are in the outside area will start the cycle, basically. So they're just frozen in place right now until I'm outside, and then they just like do the same pathing every single time. And the timing matters for the trigger that I'm attempting to do. But the long story short is, if I get an alarm during the end dialogue, it will cancel the end dialogue, which ends the mission. But basically the mission fails because Lambert, when you get the last alarm, Lambert is like, mission is over. But it's kind of weird. Even though the mission fails, because the last dialogue is skipped for it, you actually succeed the mission. It's a weird thing, I know. And here I shoot this guy's ass twice, basically, to make him run again. Optimization. This is harder than it looks, all of this. But now comes a bug. When I get to this left part, close to the door, there's a dialogue starting between Lambert and Sam. There's actually a glitch. If you kill Doherty during that dialogue, the mission doesn't fail. And then the game is glitched, and you can kill everyone. I don't do that in the speedrun. I just kill Doherty by yeeting him off this balcony, basically. So yeah, I just do this. Doherty dies. And I can just go down like that. And now, this is super advanced again. I said exactly calculate with the cycles and stuff like that. This, I wouldn't recommend to do this strat. There are other alternatives that are easier.
Alright, this is good.
But yeah, the idea is to get an alarm now. So I got spotted, so I quickly knock out this guy. Quickly. This is also important. You don't want to get the alarm too early because the mission will fail, and you don't have the mission succeed because the last dialogue hasn't started yet. Now in this run, I actually failed the dialogue skip, so that's a time save. It saves around, I think, I'm not actually sure, maybe 5 to 8 seconds on the German copy. Not sure. I think ideally maybe like 6 to 8 seconds-ish. I'm not sure. But yeah, normally, ideally, it's random to a certain extent. Ideally, I would get an alarm here, and then the mission would finish earlier. But I did not get it in this run. Like looking at the timer here, was 2:31. It seems that the alarm skip saves around 6 seconds.
Still good though. It's fine.
Now this is pretty self-explanatory, just a bunch of run and gunning. While, this is important also to mention, while the guards are distracted by like a body, like they're in this animation, like looking to left and right, like what's happened, or they're going towards the body, they will not hear you or pay attention to you as long as you're not in the line of sight. So I just make use of that to just run past all of these guards. Yeah, I just go outside here, shoot the glass. Again, a lot of run and gunning, pretty straightforward. Activate the alarm on purpose here, so this guy opens the door.
Wasted a lot of ammo, it wasn't really my fault.
And you will see this guy plant a wall mine, and I just shoot it. I will kill both of these guards, no problem. And then I will airfall right this guy and just run past him.
Whoa, he gave me a lot of damage here. That's unfortunate.
Over here, this is some finicky movement, but if you're fast enough, you can roll at this height of the door and stick to the wall, and then these guys on the left don't see you. I usually uncrouch when I'm close to this book. I don't even know what that is. And now I shoot the wall around here, like anywhere around here will do, to make these other two guards run towards me, because there's two guards around the corner, and I want them to run to the wall mine. It's gonna be random, but if you're lucky, both of them die. Maybe one of them will die, or maybe 0 of them will die. It's random. But usually at least one of them dies.
Got both of
Like,
them, that's good.
I just listened to it.
What?
I could hear 2 screams. I know both of them died in the scenario. Oh yeah, this is also important to mention. Here I slow down my speed by 3, so while standing, so 3 steps down, which will make the wall mines not explode as long as you don't strafe. And if you don't know, you have to wait for this to be green before you defuse it, so it doesn't blow up. And there's no optimization here.
Got both of them, that's good.
Like, I move towards this right away, and once it's green, I start sprinting right away. Like, I increase my speed, because while it's green you can also sprint and it doesn't blow up. And I try to quickly get that. It's an optimization. It's tricky to do.
What?
Actually messed it up, I see, in this run.
Messed that up, that's fine.
Muss noch in der Nähe sein.
Actually, I only got one of them, not both. Never mind.
Muss noch in der Nähe sein.
Ah,
I got both. Never
you
mind.
can see me shoot the body instead of the head. That's one of the 2 guards. I saw this one survived, but he's weakened from the wall mine, and I just need to shoot him in the body once to kill him, basically. And I knew that.
No, I got both.
Bin schon auf dem Weg.
Now over here in the next room, you can just roll for the
Minimal
fire.
time loss, but this is pretty fast. It doesn't matter.
If you roll for the fire, you don't take damage. Yeah, rest is pretty self-explanatory.
Kind of.
Can just skim through that. Defuse the bomb. Yeah, just pull out my gun again. I had the ring force equipped. I used them on this guy and then just headshot this guy.
Ich habe mich in die Energiesysteme gehackt. Irgendjemand hat die Stromzufuhr der Feuerschutztür
What do
unterbrochen.
I do here in the record run? I equipped the sticky shocker, and I think I rolled into this cutscene. Like I roll into here. Let me maybe fast forward. So yeah, what I do?
Was ist das?
That's...
Oh, this threat didn't work.
Actually.
Normally I do something
was
else.
unlucky.
Normally I sticky shock, like they didn't hear me, that's why they were in awkward positions. Normally, I will show you what I am.
That's...
Normally I sticky shock this guy, and... No, what was it again? I think this guy, and then this one turns around, they can just hit the switch. Hey Ryan, welcome home. But this is really different compared to what I usually have to do. So I had to improvise.
Actually, fuck me. That was unlucky.
Hit the switch,
They didn't hear me for
continue.
some reason. I only have 7 shots left, which is also really bad.
Oh yeah, ammo. You ideally don't want to reload until you're in the vent before Ivan, because reloading is slow. So you don't want to waste too many shots. Yeah, trick jump.
A bit unlucky, I have to say.
There's a guard to the left, you can usually just ignore him and you'll be fine. He won't see you. Or if he does, he doesn't shoot you enough to kill you. What do you mean, Ryan? I don't understand.
I have 7 shots.
But yeah, over here you just run
Okay, it all
past.
depends on RNG on this guard.
You're usually fine.
I have to kill him quickly. Okay, that works.
Lucky headshot. Yeah, over here, I kill this guy with a headshot and quickly go to the PC before the prompt pops up to pick up his body. Or his satchel, if he has one. I don't. He has a satchel, yeah. So I quickly do that and I get to the PC. Small optimization.
Happens often? Not really.
This is pretty straightforward. There's guards here, I just run past them.
Fine.
These ones I just snipe. Just run forward. And that's where I reload after this next shot. Oh wait, no, I reload in the elevator, my bad. You see me skip the dialogue here because you can't talk to NPCs during dialogue, as I mentioned before. So I skip that one.
Yeah, I lost a few seconds, that's fine.
No, Ryan, I'm just explaining the Splinter 1 run. I'm just going through the whole run, basically. Explaining the tricks and stuff for YouTube. Like, I'm gonna make a video for that.
That's fine.
Which made me realize I have the YouTube chat closed the whole time. The community missed every single message there, I'm so sorry. Ah, now I see the chat. I didn't miss too much, that's good. The roof, I pretty much just skip everyone by just doing the trick jump here. I messed it up. I usually just stop walking in front of that metal bar and then I just jump and then that won't happen, what you just saw.
Okay.
Yeah, there are different ways to do this. It's one of them. I shoot the wall for distraction, just run past these guys.
I'm pretty good on HP. Let's see what kind of guards I get here. This is completely random.
Yeah, this is random.
I want the guards to be close to each other. 2 first ones.
Basically, I just shoot these guys down. And I normally ignore the last guy unless I have low HP or something. I try to just run past him.
Lucky.
So here I try to sticky shock this guy and this guy. And then this guy is checking for this body, and as I said, as long as he's checking for him, he's gonna ignore you basically, unless you're in his line of sight. So what I do, I just run past him. Same for this guy, he will be distracted by the mine, and I just run past him. If you do a quick headshot and stick to the wall, these guys won't see you, but it's tricky. You have to go really fast. There are more consistent ways to do that. And now over here, I make a sticky shocker ricochet off this metal bar, and Wilkes is there. And the idea is to enter the cutscene as Wilkes is getting hit by the sticky shocker. Like you can see, it bounced off there and it hit him. And this skips the animation where he exchanges fire with the enemy, and it saves around 8 seconds. You see the cutscene is way shorter than usual. There's also trick jump. This only works with high FPS, so it doesn't work on console most likely. I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. You can just skip the whole parkour by going up here like this. Okay, Embassy 1 is pretty straightforward, so I'm not gonna show all of it. Yeah, just some movement stuff. Trick jump here to get here quickly. I ignore these guards.
Why did I not get the roll there?
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. I draw out my gun here.
What? Why did I get...
Because it skips the animation where you go down the ladder. And I take half of my HP as the damage here, but it doesn't matter.
Stuck there. Oh my god.
I make sure I land while crouching because that's faster. And over here I have sticky shockers equipped. And if I hit the guard, like I first crouch surface, they don't hear me. If I hit the guard here, the other two are in the water, so I just shoot the water and they get zapped. There you go. Quite straightforward. Over here, just wait for this guard to start turning around and then I go up.
Turn around. Good.
just ignore the guards and I just try to quickly do the skip here. Instead of going to the roof to the informant, you can just skip this whole thing by doing what I'm doing here, basically. Just jumping across. Okay, so I mentioned projector shadows before and buffer shadows. The default settings are buffer shadows. The reason why, like the main reason why, projector shadows are better for the speedrun is for this section. What I'm doing here does not work on buffer shadows, at least not in the same way. In projector shadows, you can just run past all the enemies like that. In buffer shadows, these guys would have seen me now. That's pretty much the main reason why we play on projector shadows.
We have two possible soft locks that can happen here, and a really hard trick, aka gazebo skip.
Yeah,
So,
straightforward.
let's see how things go.
Just gonna let it play out for a bit.
It's one of the biggest run-killing splits.
Yeah, here I just get rid of the dog. You can get rid of the dog and the guard or do other strats. There's a lot of possibilities. Here I just quickly trigger this cutscene because a while after it, the dialogue starts and you have to laser mark it. But I just use that to get into position for a skip coming up. And in the German version, when you hear "Das ist paranoid, aber gut," you can wait around like 1 or 2 seconds and you can skip the dialogue. Again, the laser mic bug exists, so it can fail, but if you wait long enough, you should be fine. Just gonna skim through. Like you see, I wait a bit there and then quick load.
No soft lock.
And just to clarify, when I quick load, after I get the threshold, I get, like I've listened enough of the conversation, the mission completes correctly. And it's important that I skip the line because this way Fireon gets to his car faster. Because as soon as he's done talking, he does the whole pathing. Oh, she's been around Ryan recently, like a few days ago. Now this is called the gazebo skip. There are a million different ways to do it. Everyone does it differently. I have a very convoluted lineup, which worked for me. But basically, the idea is that I go out of bounds. I'm going to show you. This is very, very, how do I say that? Random, basically, inconsistent. But yeah, my lineup, I can explain it quickly. I go into this corner, then I line up this bottom right corner of this square with the, it's kind of hard to see, right? There's like this walls, wall intersections, like where the angle starts of the wall, but 90-degree angle is. I line up the bottom right corner of the square with that intersection of the two walls, basically. Then I jump and hold shift like right away again to get as early as possible wall jump. And then I use laser mic to line up my angle, and I do it in a way that this line is diagonal, not diagonal, parallel to basically this line, to the lamp. And then I jump and I tap forward so I get on the lamp barely, like that. Then I get the lamp again. Then I line up this angle with this edge, with this corner, like this. It's very convoluted, they're easy lineups, but while we're watching this already, I'm going to explain mine. Now I walk forward until this line lines up with this corner, like this. And now I aim for, what do I even aim for? I'm not even sure, but somewhere, I think this bottom left square corner with the edge of the shadow here. And that's my angle. Okay. I know, very convoluted. So near a quick save and I do multiple attempts until I get it, basically. But I try to jump off this gazebo and try to go out of bounds because there's a tiny gap up there that you can go to. One important thing to mention to get this trick right is that I don't buffer this wall jump, but I delay it by a tiny bit. which makes it way more consistent in my experience. Like I jump here, and shortly after I jump, I don't do an immediate wall kick.
Damn it.
But yeah, it's very inconsistent. But I got a second try here. You see I got out of bounds.
Good.
What's the point of this whole nonsense? Well, wait, let me go maybe back a bit.
Second try is pretty good.
If you don't do that, there is no consistent way or good way that I know of to get past here. There is a way, but it's super risky and random, really random. But basically, if you do the gazebo skip, you can get to the other side right away, where you will talk to Cohen and finish the mission. So it saves time in that way, because otherwise you have to go listen to the thing from here and then wait and then go across. It takes forever. But with the gazebo skip, you can just
Okay.
go to the other side right away. While Farong is getting this car, so you have time to do this. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention about the laser mic, the first one. It's one sound file. The whole dialogue you hear is one sound file, so don't quick load accidentally there, otherwise the mission will fail. Just make sure you have enough, listen enough of it until that's pointed up good, wait a couple seconds, and then quick load. But yeah, you jump off some invisible walls here. If you are too slow, then the guards will hear you when you do that wall jump, so you have to make sure you get the gazebo skip fast enough. Yeah, just listen to the thing. You can skip the first line, because the second one is weighted way heavier. And around when you hear the second laugh is when you know you can skip it. But again, a laser mic bug can kill the run, potentially.
Okay, no soft lock.
Okay, so Cohen is gonna spawn after a few seconds. I don't know how many exactly. And again, you can talk to NPCs while there's dialogue playing. In the German version that I'm playing here, once you get this dialogue, you skip it, and that's when Cohen spawns, and you just talk to her quickly. There we go. Now, Abattoir. I just sneak past all these enemies. This guard's position is not random, but the way he's facing at what time is random. So, if you want to do the super pro strats, you hope for this guard to not look your way while you're next to him here. Like here, like I got good RNG, he's facing here. If he was facing this way, I would have waited, like his head is turned towards me. I would have had to wait behind this guard for like a tiny bit longer and then go for it. But because I can see he's not looking at me. Oh, I got unlucky there.
Lucky.
I knew I could do this. But yeah, once you're here, you can do this trick jump. And the reason I want to go super fast is because you can do a skip here, like a cycle skip. First of all, you can skip these wall mines, not wall mines, this floor mines by doing this wall jump. And the reason why I want to go super fast is because if I'm fast enough, and that's really hard to do, and also random, as I said, you can immediately jump past here without being spotted. As you can see, like if you get here and this light is about to come back, you know you made it in time. But that's, I don't recommend that to anyone unless you're like going for super crazy strats. Normally you would go like here and then up there, like you wait for a bit for laser, the multiple, not laser, for the spotlight. There are multiple ways to do this. But the super fast way, which doing here is, because I got the cycle, I just quickly jump here. And you saw the spotlight didn't see me. Again, this is super hard and random. I don't recommend this particular strat. Also, yeah, you hear the bomb go off in the, like the mine go off in the background because the NPC is stupid and walked into it and dies.
Alright, not too bad.
Now over here, if you take the specific path that I'm taking here, if you're fast enough and if you take this path, you can hit the antenna button even though you were heard. But if you mess it up, you can't activate the button until you kill the two guards who are checking the roof. If you're fully stealth, which is the intentional way, ideally, you can also activate the button. So because it's a glitch where you are fast, not stealthy at all, but still can hit the button. But you just have to take the path you just saw, a similar one. There are multiple paths you can take, and you can do this. I'm gonna skip through this cutscene. Okay, this is important. Let me maybe first show this room. Okay, over here, during that dialogue you just saw, there's an extra guard. When the dialogue finishes, he gets despawned and gets put to the left there, down there. He's down there. So if you are super fast in the speedrun, or if you're just generally fast, I think in this section it's not hard to do this actually. If you're fast here, and you open this door to the right, you will get shot at by the guard who hasn't been spawned away yet. That's why you see me, while I'm opening this door, you see me skip this line. Because I will make this guard disappear and go there, so he doesn't shoot me. That's an important detail. So yeah, that's why I do that quick load. And over here also, a small detail. I try to quickly get to the door, so I can immediately open the door without picking up the satchel. Just optimization stuff again. Now here there's different strategy, but I do the hard landing, and I shoot this guy in the head, and then this guy's behavior is slightly random. Like his position will be consistent with the strat that I just did. However, when he opens the door is random, and I react accordingly. But usually, I just have a good timing and I can run past him. This doesn't always work. If you see him open the door early, make sure you kill him, because he will shoot you. Yeah, quick roll with the thing, which is a bit finicky.
So
Yeah, you see me again strafe diagonally, which is faster. Here, you have enough space, you don't have to strafe anymore. But I pick up my gun again to distract those guards by shooting here. Do a wall jump here. Because these guards are distracted, I can just run into the freezer room right away.
nice.
I'm just gonna skim forward a bit. Thermal vision, because there's a bunch of fog here and you don't see anything otherwise.
What the hell?
But yeah, there are different strats to do this. I'm just gonna let you watch what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, this is important. I make a noise on purpose. This is also finicky. And I roll past this guard. If I time it well, it works. Then this guard at the random point comes towards you. And you can just snipe him like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, I messed that up in my run. That was my biggest time loss actually. That was really bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I reload my gun during this thing while I'm strafing diagonally again.
Meh. Could have been worse.
Okay, now this is one of the harder splits. With my strat, I pick up the sticky shocker. I shoot this guy. I use the sticky shocker to shoot this light, which will distract the turret here. And I sticky shock this guy. Now, with the alpha round, I stun this guy, and shoot this light to distract the turret there. Now, I use this alpha round to shoot this lamp, and then I shoot these guys down because they're weakened already. And this distracts the turret here.
Just do the thing, man.
Yeah, I just shoot these guys down. You can also
I
snipe
wasted a lot of
them.
ammo.
Preference, really.
We'll see.
Okay, so the end fight is kind of hard to explain, but there are a few ways of the enemies, right? And basically, if you don't kill Grinko last, you remain movement control. But let's flip it around. If you kill Grinko last, which is usually the case, if you kill Grinko last, you freeze in place, you have a super long dialogue. You have to listen to all of it, and it loses a lot of time. So, what do I do here? I did a quick load to line up dialogue for later. Just a small optimization. But yeah, I shoot a smoke grenade here. Gas grenade or whatever it's called. Quickly snap this guy. But I hope that I'm fast enough so I can kill this guy and kill Grinko. And ideally, one guy should still be alive at least. And if that's the case, I can still move. Like, now he went down. If not, I would have had to punch him or kill him.
Okay, nope.
Now the thing is, now I still have movement control. If I had done it differently and Grinko was the last one to die, I would have been frozen in place. So what happens now is I let myself get killed by the turret. Like, I can skip some dialogues here first.
Okay, nope. We're fine.
Like, you tell me skip, I don't know how many last, I think 2 or 3. And then I let myself get killed by the turret. And because that was the ending dialogue, I get killed. The mission fails, but by the mission failing, the ending dialogue gets skipped. And if the ending dialogue gets skipped, the mission completes. So by failing, I'm literally dying here. I skip the last dialogue and I finish the mission. Yeah. Yeah, you just turn off the light. Pretty straightforward. Here you shoot the light up there, so otherwise the guard will see you. Yeah, quick headshot. Now over here, I just get here and just spam. I just spam jump. I don't hold forward because I will probably fall off. I just jump and then just spam jump until I get the grab. But yeah, pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna, I think, skim through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I equipped the airflow rounds. I skimmed. I skipped past that. Over here, visual cue about when to drop down. I personally look, I think, at this line, is it? Or somewhere, I don't remember, but I have a feeling about when I can drop down. Just important when you drop down, be careful with the inputs. Don't press any direction keys because you will grab onto the pipe again. Just let yourself fall, and when you land, you can resume movement. Now this part is a bit finicky. I just go past this guard, shoot the light, and twice with the airflow round to this glass. There are many different strats, but that's what I do. Just quickly hack the PC and run forward. I stun these 2 guards, then shoot the glass, and then just run through the glass. And this is in optimization. It's actually something else a lot of people don't realize, maybe. Let me maybe go a bit back to explain this part. You see me equip the alpha rounds here, yeah? My mouse will be here. Once the alpha rounds are depleted, the smoke or gas grenade, whatever it's called, I think smoke grenade, is going to take its place. So I do that on purpose. Like, I routed the whole thing in a way that I deplete all my alpha rounds in a way that is fast and useful. So why? Because now I can just literally open the menu. Hold on. And just spam left click basically, and I immediately equip the smoke grenade. Like, I'm gonna go back here. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing here. You see the mouse in the same spot. I immediately equip it. That is very intentional. Yeah, here I just opened the right door because that was the turret would shoot me. And here, this is random where it's facing, but usually...
Ah, shit, dude.
Yeah, this is a risky strat. Normally, what I would recommend to do is to wait for the turret to face all the way right, and that's when you run up to the left, and then when it starts looking towards you, you go to the right here like that. But this is just a super risky strat I went for.
That's fine.
Okay, now this is also very finicky. when I'm in the corner, I immediately shoot this light, and then I wait for this crosshair to, I don't know how to say that, like it gets smaller and smaller to get to the point where it basically is a circle again. And that's how I know my timing. It doesn't, it's very finicky, it's a very precise timing. But if you time this grenade really well, and you have this rough angle here, then you glitch out this guy. I actually missed it. I went a bit too fast before. And this guy runs towards where you shot the thing from, basically. That's not entirely correct. He runs towards where you shot the thing from, and then like shortly after that, he like knows your position. It's just some kind of game, not even glitch, but it's a game like just how the game works, basically. The AI knows where you are without knowing where you are, basically, and he runs towards there. It's kind of a glitch in a way, I guess. But yeah, that's what's happening here.
Really?
Like you see me stand here, I wait until he starts running, and he'll be running into the exact corner where I was right now. And I use that to just grab him from the retina scanner.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, this run is quite technical, I know.
Lost quite a bit of time here.
It's fun. All these things might not be so obvious as a,
That just
you
makes
know,
52 way
casual
harder.
viewer. That's the whole point of this video. So over here, I just sticky shock this guy. Ignore all the other ones. Can just skim forward.
Did I really
Actually,
miss that?
whoa, what an ugly miss. Also, you don't need to be worried about this camera. It literally doesn't do anything. It just says there's an intruder, but it doesn't actually ring an alarm or anything like that. Ignore that camera. But normally I was supposed to hit him with a sticker shocker or headshot him. I messed up in the run.
That is actually not good.
Yeah, here we just make sure he doesn't see you. Like, you wait until he enters the code, and then
Can't believe I'm throwing that, dude.
you punch him when he opens the thing, and then you sticky shock the guy in the back, and this is what I do. And then the first one, ignore the last guy. Optimization here, if you tap crouch and then untap it, like here, you can get faster movement. Instead of getting a hard landing, you can immediately keep your momentum. And I roll into this cutscene. There's a different strat where you destroy this gas pump during the cutscene. Some runners do that. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's technically a tiny bit faster if you do it optimally, because it makes the cutscenes overlap, but realistically speaking, I don't know, I would have to time it again, I forgot, but I think my strat is better. But you can look at
is dead,
what other runners do, basically.
but that's okay. I can still TV.
I think the other strat might be slightly
Because
faster,
I get the godlike presidential palace, which is unlikely.
but I just do this, I get up
But not
here,
impossible.
shoot the gas pump from here, and now important, a few seconds after making the things explode, there's a cutscene starting, and I make sure to roll towards this hatch and open it during the cutscene. Like you will see me, I activated that. Yeah, during the cutscene, basically, I'm opening this thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna skim through. You can put my weapon so I don't grab it to the ladder. Make sure I do a soft landing so this guy doesn't hear me. And then just take a shock him, and that's it. Pretty straightforward. When the dialogue starts, you do 3 quick loads to skip the dialogue so he starts running right away. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then, pretty straightforward, you just chase him. And then you just enter the codes that you have on your cheat sheet or memorized.
Can I actually kill that guy? Which one? Elevator right now? I cannot kill him.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the elevator to come down. Optimization coming up. Again, this is one of those things. The mouse in the menu will persist to the next menu, or like keypad codes menu or whatever. And what I do here, I actually position this mouse on purpose to overlap with the next number of the keypad. That's very intentional. You saw me like put the cursor in the specific spot, and you will see why very soon, like here. Haha! Immediately on the first number I need to hit, because this is 1834, I believe. So that's an optimization. And you have the time to do that during the elevator ride, because it goes up anyway, you have nothing to lose, right? And another question might be asking, why do I even enter this code? The door is open. Simple, if I don't do it this way, if I don't enter the code, Lambert will start crying and fail the mission, even though you're past it. He says like, oh, you can't get past the doors, you messed up, even though that's nonsense. So you have to enter them anyway.
Why is he so slow? No, that loses more time. That's so annoying.
Yeah, you have to make sure he doesn't get, he doesn't hear me. And I roll into the cutscene, nice foot by the way, to save a bit of time later. There are many different ways to do this, but also a fun fact, just as a general piece of information. This dialogue is the main reason why the German copy is the fastest one compared to all the other languages. Because for some reason, this dialogue is way shorter in the German copy. Because otherwise I think Spanish would win as the fastest language, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this dialogue right here is the main one where German really saves time.
Lucky.
Sie sind der Grund für alle meine Sorgen, ja? Tun Sie mir den Gefallen und töten Sie mich.
Yeah, just immediately grab him.
Ihre faschistische
There are many ways to do that. I think the most optimal way is to actually jump on the table, but I don't do that in this run. I just go around. It's slightly slower.
I'm gonna have to roll.
Because my HP is below 50%, I just roll for you to take less damage. If you have very low damage, so very low HP, you can just wait here in the corner for like 1 second and you can start running without taking any damage at all.
Ich leite die Daten an unsere Chefs weiter. Die Chinesen bekommen sie dann von der CIA. Fischer, dein Job in Myanmar ist...
Yeah, hit the trigger. And again, this is a high FPS thing. You will see a bunch of high FPS things in this level. Listen carefully. I will just walk forward, rush forward and negate fall damage, but listen because it's kind of funny.
Willkommen zurück in Georgien, Fischer. Der direkteste Weg zur Arche.
You get that Fisher dying from the fall scream,
Zurück in Georgien, Fischer. Der direkteste
but
Weg
you
zur
negate the
Arche
fall damage.
von Präsident Christavi. Siehe Offset.
Was, wenn ich Christavi sehe?
Nicht anfassen. Der gehört der CIA. Wenn Christavi stirbt, ist die Mission...
Now over here, my visual cue is basically once my first arm is above this line and then the second one starts going up, that's when I drop and I hold this direction to land there. Now, no, you're supposed to grab onto this, but if you have high enough FPS, you can do a tricky jump. But first, there's an AI manipulation here. If I shoot this tower, in the courtyard that is coming up soon, there's like the spotlights and there are 2 guards with 2 dogs. By taking that shot I just did, I distracted one of the guards with his dog to go check that out. Their position is completely random, but this way it is way more likely that you'll have good positioning so you can just run through the courtyard later. Because you have a very likely, you're very likely going to get a scenario where the first guard with his dog is at the tower and the second one is somewhere where you can just run past them. Not always, but still relatively consistent. But yeah, we're here. Trick jump with high enough FPS. You can get, like, you can do this jump instead of climbing or tripping, but it's a glitch, basically. Okay. But it's very tricky to do. And it doesn't work on low FPS, keep that in mind. Only very high FPS.
I have to get a god.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skim through this. Yep. You will see the first guard and his dog are away, and I see this guard is here and his dog is there.
Oh, fuck me, dude.
This is actually a bad spot, but I got lucky here because he went to the right and I can just go here. The thing about dogs in this game is they are broken. If they have like... if they can smell you, they will literally see you at an infinite distance if you're at the line of sight inside of light. So you really want to avoid going to the light here, no matter what. However, they're really freaking stupid when you're in the dark. Like, I'm right next to the dog, he doesn't see me.
Fine. That was kind of scary. What the hell?
Yeah, here just make sure, just detail. You want to make sure to stick to the wall here, like at the hedge, so they don't shoot you. Sorry, they don't spot you. You just quickly hit those two guys. Enter the codes. There are different strats for this section, by the way. Some are fancier even. You can go on the hedges and stuff like that, but this is the fastest consistent strat that I came up with. This roll is kind of hard to get. Just a practice thing, really. You will get it sometimes, sometimes you won't. I mess it up sometimes as well. I mean, it's kind of randomish.
Not that easy.
Yeah, here I usually use... wait, I'm gonna go back here. I use this angle. You see this line? More or less to know how I should approach this. Yeah, so I can jump over the laser. Now over here there are, what is it, four? I think 4 guards. I shoot this wall to make them come towards me and be stunned for a little bit. I shoot my diversion cam. I immediately flick it to the left and I activate it. And this will pretty much hit all of them like this. I just run past them. Needs a bit of practice. Might be a bit trickier than it looks. Not that hard, but it needs a bit of practice. Now over here, the strat is to shoot this light and then this guy's face when it's distracted. One thing in advance, there are other strats for this room because the one I do is kind of tricky. But yeah, now when this guard, this lamp is shot and the other one is killed, the upper guard comes down, but you can use that to try to get the jump off this square on the door, more or less, and land on this lamp. It's very precise. And from this lamp, you want to jump off this wall and get up here. This is hard, okay? There are other strats. If you don't want to do this, it's very understandable. But yeah.
Christavis Männer werden nicht viel freundlicher zu dir sein als die von Nikolaze. Der Einsatz von Gewalt ist hiermit genehmigt.
Maybe one thing I should mention here is that there's a guard to the right and to the left. The position is random, the behavior is random with the strat that I do. Just keep that in mind.
Der Einsatz von Gewalt ist hiermit genehmigt.
This section is pretty random. But I sticky shock this guy, and again, this is going to be some optimizations with the menuing. I will... like, I depleted my last sticky shocker, and the alpha run is in the spots. I immediately equipped that. And after, and there's another thing too. Like, while I did that, I saw exactly where my mouse was and where this is. So I have a good feeling how I have to menu immediately when I get the menu again, because I need the one-way lockpick, right? Like, I saw... Like, let me show you what you mean. Okay, first of all, again, as I said, the cursor is on the alpha run, and I know that. That is planned, that is intentional. But I also see here, okay, my mouse is here, and the one-way lockpick is here. So I'm ready for this menu. And I immediately get the one-way lockpick. And you see, once I use that, I'm back to the alpha rounds. But yeah, again, I hit the laser and everything. The enemies come rushing towards me. But as I said, the position is random, so there's a lot of improv going on with the strat that I do. There are better strats, more consistent strats that you can do here. But I have the thermal vision to see where the guard is. As I said, his position is random, and I am preparing to react accordingly. And I stun this guy, and then I get ready for these guys.
Whoa!
That was kind of scary.
So scary.
Yep. That was scary.
beim nächsten Alarm breche ich die Mission ab.
Now here are also multiple strats. I decided to airfoil him, but you can also just...
Cool, I missed that.
actually missed it, but you can also just sneak past him.
Dein Missionsziel. Hol sie.
Oh yeah, another thing.
Fuck me.
If you are too close to the door, you will always open the far door, which is slower. But if you have a slight distance with this angle, you will get the first door, which is slightly faster.
Hol sie.
Just a detail. Also here, like I equipped the...
Okay.
You see me equip the smoke grenade, but I keep in mind where the cursor is for this door code. Just some preparation mentally. Okay, these guards' positions are random, and this trick is random as hell. There are alternatives, but if you choose to do this, I aim roughly around here with one smoke grenade and hope that they all run into it, if not have to react accordingly. But this was perfect RNG. And I shoot the light, so I don't get an alarm once these guys die, because otherwise the mission will fail, too many alarms. And also here you see optimization. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
RNG time.
You see an optimization where I aligned my cursor to where I needed to be later. And fun fact about this elevator, the guards start rushing into the library when the dialogue is finished, so depending on your language this is different. German is actually riskier than English here because they start rushing in earlier. If you play on Spanish, then you're screwed. They rush in really fast. But still on German, you can still try to do this, what I'm doing right now, and hopefully get lucky. Now for this room, there are multiple ways to go about it. I personally just blocked Nicolaz here, and maybe I should go back. This is an advanced strat. You don't like the alternatives, but I aim roughly around like the bottom right of the pillar, but not too low. And what this does is
Bad angle on Nicolaz, unfortunately.
I will get Nicolaz and that guard into the smoke, and it skips the dialogues because they're in this animation.
So at least I got...
Yeah, the dialogues are skipped basically.
Fine.
Oh yeah, this is the YOLO run, it's just random. If you take this pathing, you have to get lucky.
Oh,
Nicolaz darf nicht entkommen.
Du glaubst, der weiß, wo die Arche ist?
Ja.
I roll into this cutscene,
alright.
can skim forward. I make sure to run into the water to distract the guards above me, but then I make sure to shoot this light. And yeah, I do a trick jump, and maybe to help with this one, I make sure I go around here to the second pillar that you see, and then I run towards the pillar here, and I have a straight angle, and then this should work. If you don't do that, it gets very tricky to get it right. And over here, my visual cue is, you see this light in the back, what is it even, walkie-talkie or whatever, I have no idea. Once it's above this ledge, I know when I can drop. There we go. I don't even know how I did that, I don't remember how to do this, but you can land in a way that you can draw your gun right away and save a bit of time.
Don't choke the
And I aim for the light right away so I can just shoot it off and then go for the headshot. There we go.
Es ganz deutlich zu machen. Erschieß Nicolaz von dort aus. Tu es jetzt.
Okay, so here, there are different ways to do this room, but I slow down my speed, I think by 2. And take this angle and try to jump up here and then go full speed again. And I tap, crouch and then crouch here while I'm landing so I can keep my momentum. This is very, very advanced movement tech. Quite finicky. There are other ways to do it. And then when I'm at around the second plate here, I jump on this pillar and get above here.
Oh my.
And then I roll into this room and just go to the end, and that's a run. That's a run.
We did it. Stop 52. Oh boy.
But yeah, I hope that was informative. That was a really long video, but anyone who's interested in the strats and stuff and the mechanics, I think, at least I hope that this was informative and helpful. I don't know, any feedback would be welcome. If you enjoyed this, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, just let me know. If you want to promote, boost the algorithm a bit with this kind of content, you can like the video, you can, I guess, you can subscribe, you can comment, it all helps out. And I hope it was informative to some people and you learned something new. And I hope I didn't forget anything important, really. Yeah. I don't have much more to say. Hope you had fun, and thanks for watching.